there, everyone, and welcome to the First Miss Podcast. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, here we are. We are at Week 10. The Eagles are 8-1, and as Brian Dawkins said earlier this week, it's an ugly 8-1. But it is 8-1, and that's certainly something to celebrate as the Eagles are taking this week off. They are getting some rest. They are getting some much-needed time with their families, much-needed time away from the NovaCare complex right now. And while they did that and got themselves mentally ready for the second half of the season, we decided that it would be a good time to take some stock of the season from the fans' perspective. So we took some time on this beautiful Veterans Day to come down to Lincoln Financial Field and talk with Eagles fans. What are they excited about this team? Where are they noticing the weak spots, and how do we need to improve that? These are all things that are on fans' minds as we progress through the back half of the season. And it's something that we just wanted to get a pulse on, get a vibe check, if you will. So come along with us as we talk with some fans down here at Lincoln Financial Field, and we get a sense of what is this Eagles team going to be at the end of the season as we progress through the back half. Fans flock to Lincoln Financial Field from all over on Saturdays when the team runs public stadium tours.
I'm Nick. I'm from Bucks County.
I am Kim Powell. I'm from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Joey Lippincott. I'm from Columbus, New Jersey.
Mike Borelli from South Philly.
My name is Willie Densey, and I'm from Burlington City, New Jersey.
My name is Robert Munley. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
My name is Tymir Carter from York, PA.
But regardless of where they come from, it's pretty clear that they are excited about their 8-1 Eagles.
8-1, can't complain at all. Brian Dawkins said it best. It's an ugly 8-1, so there's a lot of things we can still improve on. A lot of things we can do differently, and I have all the confidence in the world.
I think so far they've been doing excellent. There is some hiccups we had, especially in that Dallas game, because Dallas Cowboys act like we didn't really win, but they actually did have the game, but because of their little screw-ups, they can't put that on us.
I think they look good. Got a couple injuries, but I'm really not worried about it.
I think we're going to do pretty good. We're moving the ball pretty well.
But while the excitement is definitely there, fans are still concerned about how the team is not performing in certain areas.
Defense needs to step it up. Against the Cowboys, the defense did not look great. I feel like the Cowboys were just scoring every play.
We still not where we need to be yet. Even though we're 8-1, we're still not. Defensive play calling needs to be better, and the offensive play calling needs to be better.
Secondary's got to tighten up a little, but everything else, though, all matters is the win.
Defense was an answer heard a lot from fans, and it makes sense. While the Eagles are first in the league in terms of rushing yards per game allowed by defenses, the Eagles' defense is 13th in the league in terms of total yards per game and 29th in the league in terms of passing yards per game.
Defense could use a little more help. They're just playing a little slow, but, it all works out in the end.
I think defensively, they definitely need to giving up way too many points in every game. It's important. They've got the offense. I'm not worried about that. I think our corners.
The back end of the defense, the D-backs, got to get more, in rhythm with the defense there. They keep blaming the linebackers, but the D-backs, we're getting a pass rush, so it's got to be the D-backs ain't covering them.
Some fans also spoke about the run game, which was dominant during the first half of the season, but over the last 4 games has only broken 100 rushing yards once against the Cowboys.
When our offensive line is playing well, I think our run game's very good. Some of the O-line has got a little shaky. We had Lane Johnson out. That was a little scary.
Start pounding behind the big boys. Lane Johnson, Kelsey, let him do his thing. Just go behind those guys.
I just got to keep running the ball more. I think Soriani went a little bit away from his game plan in the last couple games, but I think the injury to Goddard might be a little bit of an issue because that does help the run. But overall, I think they can still run the ball. We have probably one of the top running backs in the league. Not top 5, but at least top 10 with Swift, and I like when they put Gainwell in. So we've got diversity back there. We've got the power. We also got speed backs. I'm pretty impressed with that.
The Eagles' red zone performance was an area of concern very early in the season, and over the last couple of weeks has seemed to improve. Nick Sirianni addressed that in his press conference following the game against the Cowboys.
Sure. Yeah, we've worked hard at that. I think that anytime you're in the lower portion of the league and anything, that kind of pisses us off, right? And we know that we have to make strides to be the offense that we need to be, and that's in any scenario. Like, we don't want to be in the bottom parts of the league, if anything, especially something like as important as red zone football in that situation. So because we know that means points, and so I think today we were. A couple weeks ago we were 27th, and today we were 13th. That's a hell of strides that we've made as a team to make sure we're putting the ball in the end zone, and we needed every one of those points yesterday. So great job by our guys yesterday. So we made a few, without getting too much into it, Olivia, we made a few philosophical changes of what we were doing down there. Which seemed to have helped, and our guys are doing a great job of executing when we get down there.
Some of the fans we talked to had their own opinions about why the Eagles' performance in the red zone at the beginning of the season was only so-so.
I think honestly, it's new offense coordinator, new running back. Just they got to get in their groove. Last year they were unmatched in the red zone. It was awesome, but it's new to them. It's still new. It's 9 weeks into the season, but I feel like they still got to really work on it. They got to throw in some more plays, be a little bit more creative.
They're calling the right plays in the red zone now. They weren't calling the right plays. Mm-hmm. Why would you give Kenny Gainwell the ball on 3 or 4 yard line when you have DeAndre Swift?
Eagles quarterback Jaylen Herz was also a topic of conversation. While Herz has certainly not been perfect over the course of the season, over the last 3 games, he accomplished a feat no other Eagles quarterback has. More than 73% pass completion percentage over 3 games. Nick Sirianni spoke about that also on Monday's press conference.
I think it's twofold. It's just him getting more and more comfortable with the plays that he's running and that he likes, and knowing where to go with the football accurate and going there in a timely fashion, and doing so with good fundamentals and delivering the ball with accuracy. So, it's just those 2 components, and he's doing a nice job of that.
And one of the fans we spoke to, who had just finished purchasing his own Jaylen Herz Kelly Green jersey, couldn't stop singing his praises.
He had a rocky first half with his interceptions, but since then, he's thrown only 2 and had 8 touchdowns. When you need a first down, when it's 3rd down, and he runs out of that pocket, I know he's getting it. Even if there's a guy in his way, he's going to truck through him, spin around. It doesn't matter. I have faith in him like I've never had faith in anyone.
When the Eagles come off of the bye week, they will be in the thick of their gauntlet run through the schedule, facing off against teams like Kansas City, Buffalo, the Cowboys again, the 49ers, the Seahawks. Some fans exuded a lot of confidence.
They're going to win all of them. The rest of them. They're going to go all the way.
We may lose one more game and that's it. I think one more, and I think the reason why is because I think we're going to pull some of we're not going to, just like we did last year.
I like the way that the momentum of the team's going. I think they're the best team in the NFC. I don't see anybody beating them.
Okay. It's a bold statement.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I didn't say Kansas City yet, but definitely NFC. They are coming out of the NFC.
While others were a bit more measured.
I think the Bills, just a great team. Josh Allen, really good quarterback, throws the ball really well.
I say 14-3. I say we lose maybe 2 more. Might be the next game, and then one other game. I'm not even sure. I know the Niners ain't going to be one of them because everybody keeps worrying about the Niners. Niners are nothing. Purdy's that ain't the answer for them.
I think there's a possibility it could be KC. I have a dark horse one. I think Seattle, I don't know why, they've always had our number when it was in the playoffs the year before. I don't know why. Seattle just always plays us well. I think they'll beat Buffalo and San Fran. I think the 2 games that we could drop are KC and Seattle. I think they'll sweep those.
The Bills will be tough. Chiefs will be tough. But honestly, I could see us winning every one of those games too. It's just a matter of how we play.
I hate to say it, probably Dallas.
Okay.
That one Dallas game.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the last game of the season because nobody's going to be playing.
Definitely the Chiefs. They're a really good team. It's going to be a very, rough game because we're all hurt from the Super Bowl. So the Eagles definitely want to win against them. But they're also, Kansas City's having a rough time too. So if they get their crap together this week and we get our crap together, I really think it's going to be a really fun game, but a really tough game.
So Eagles fans are still really excited about this team, and at the end of the day, it makes sense because the Eagles are 8-1. They are still the best team in the NFL. And while, yes, there are some areas that need to be improved upon, yes, there are some areas that the Eagles need to grow in, at the end of the day, the fans are still really excited about this team, and it remains to be seen how the Eagles are going to address those areas of concern as they move through the back half of the season. But you can be assured that as they do, we here at Bird's Nest Media will try to bring you as close to the Eagles as we can, and we certainly hope that you'll stick around with us. Finally, we are taping this on Veterans Day, and we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge the fact that we would not have a country where we can enjoy the sport of football if it wasn't for people who fought for the country and who even died to protect it. So thank you so much to all of our veterans. Thank you so much to everybody who has served, whether it be Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, anything. We are so glad for your service, and we are so grateful for your service. And if you are active duty military, please, please, please get home safe. Please do your best to stay safe, and thank you so much for your service. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning into the Bird's Nest Podcast. You can support the Bird's Nest Podcast by liking and subscribing to Bird's Nest Media right here on YouTube, and by sharing to your social media pages. You can also find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Amazon Podcasts, and Spotify. Please visit birdsnestmedia.com for additional Eagles coverage, and if you feel so inclined to support us in a different way, you can find the link to our Patreon either in the description below or at birdsnestmedia.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's go Eagles.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!